Welcome back to another season of Where Whites Walk. Glad to have you back along with us. Jacob is back, and we're delighted to join by Twitter royalty in Chris this week as well. Thank you very much for joining us. We're looking ahead to the Everton game, and as a neutral previously, I cannot claim that I'm going to be very neutral in this conversation, but we'll look ahead to that game in a second. We're also looking back at the Milan Friendly. What did we learn from that, and what's going to be the likely starting 11? Plus, we've got some strong debates to get into. Schmidt is coming in for a bit of a hammering online. Is it justified and fair? And yes, we've got a new hero in Leeds colours in Stach as well. Delighted to have you along with us. 20 minutes of Leeds chat. Let's jump straight into it, shall we? Jacob, welcome back. Good summer, my friend.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Just can't wait for us to get started next week after even.
I can't imagine there's going to be any louder stadiums all throughout next weekend than Elland Road at 8 o'clock next Sunday.
Yeah, it'll be absolutely bouncing.
Yeah, I mean, sure. When the fixtures came out, I thought actually that's probably the worst fixture we could have started with away at Leeds. Chris, you looking forward to it? Yeah.
I think we need some more signings before. But I think it should be a good game. I think Everton are one of the teams I'd have happily had first, given their season last year. But you never know; it's a new season, so
yeah, we'll run through it in a minute. First of all, Jacob, to all the pundits so far, when they've been putting Leeds in, all the predictions have had you in the bottom three. Some pundits have put Sunderland to survive. I haven't seen anyone that says Leeds or Burnley is going to survive. Why do you think the media attention has jumped to Sunderland? I mean, they have spent over £100 million, close to 200 million, whereas you haven't. Is that?
Yeah, I just think
does that scare you?
I mean, a little bit, but obviously that's media chat, isn't it? I just think the signings that they've made, obviously Shaq is the statement signing, isn't it? A few others. I think they got Masuaku in the other day as well, but I think Xhaka just jumps out to you straight away. They spent obviously a lot of money, Diarra as well, but a lot of their players are going to be missing through AFCON. So that's something to look at. But I think with us, it's just getting those real statements through the door, someone that's going to help us stay in the Premier League. Xhaka Bajal, obviously Anton Stach, I'm sure we'll go on to him, are the two looking most likely to help us achieve survival. But you can't judge your team if they haven't kicked a ball in the Premier League yet, so we'll have to wait and judge that throughout the season.
Pragmatic as always. Chris, are you surprised as a fan you've not speculated a little bit more than you have so far?
No, I think we didn't perform well the last two seasons we're in the Prem, and obviously it's even more of a close shop now. But I'm happy to sort of fly under the radar and surprise people. I think it's a lot better than being in Sunderland's position where everyone's tipping them for safety. I don't think they'll stay up. I don't think they'll finish above us, but I'd rather they have the pressure on them than us.
Yeah. And you say about Xhaka, I mean, it's prime's past him, isn't it? Do we not think? I mean, it's a headline signing, but he's not. We're not getting the Xhaka from Arsenal, are they, Jacob?
No, of course not. But I mean, you never know. Obviously, at Leverkusen, he was still pretty decent, but obviously, I mean, he's come to a lower level Premier League team who he's going to need to pull out 10 out of 10 performances every week if he wants to give him any chance of staying up.
Okay. All right, let's focus on Leeds then, shall we? This was the starting lineup, Chris, against Milan this weekend. Decent performance as well. What did we learn first of all from that game, if anything?
I think what we learned is we need some attacking players, because I think the all-round game, it wasn't too bad. I think defensively, when we've got Bogle back, I think we should be defensively pretty sound, especially with Bijol as well. And that midfield, no notes from me really. I think it's really good, really strong. The only issue for me is what we're going to do in attack. Who's going to score the goals? Is it going to rely on Peru? Is it going to be Nemecha? Like, Nemecha's got a poor injury record as well, so we definitely need some additions.
Yeah. Jacob, you'll know, obviously watched a lot of Leeds games last year, and Dan James was by far the most exciting player in the Championship of any team last season. He's been in the Premier League before and hasn't entirely ripped it up. Do you feel with this team that he has around him now, he has a better chance to kind of show off his talents, if you like?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he needs to take that form from last season into this season. Like you just said, he's used to the team he's got around him now with he's crossing into Pirro, and obviously Farke still seems a bit reluctant to not start Ramazani. I think he mentioned a few weeks ago about that Solomon replacement, and he hasn't really been able to find that. So it looks as if Nonto will come out and play on the left. Like Chris was saying, I don't really know if Nemecha's going to cut it, and obviously we can't really judge Pirro because you look back to when we got promoted last time with Bamford and Rodrigo, and Bamford actually turned out to be the better of those two. So I think we need to not be too quick to judge Pirro.
Not that I'm trying to help my own team here, Chris, but how far away do you think that will be from the starting lineup against Everton on next Monday night?
I would say Bogle could be back fit, given what Farke said, and if so, I imagine he comes in for Schmidt. Otherwise, given Farke does prefer James to Ramazani, I would say that'd be pretty bang on. And I'm not sure if I'm that confident looking at that.
Okay. I'm hoping Bogle's not back because Schmidt was the one which very clearly drew the ire of many Leeds fans. Let's have a look at some of the takes from this one. I mean, some were over the top. Let's be clear here. At Leeds Extra, Schmidt is going to cost us if he's our backup right back. Richard said, Isaac Schmidt is awful. There's no way we can play him in the Premier League. Gavin says, remember when everyone was crying because Schmidt didn't get minutes? We can now see why. Jacob, this is a small sample of the reaction following that Schmidt's performance against Milan. Is it justified, the criticism?
A little bit, I guess. I do feel a bit bad for him because I think he came in thinking he was going to get more minutes than maybe maybe was expected. But obviously Firpo had a brilliant season. Bogle wasn't injured too much, and Byram actually played quite a bit as well. But I think that if he's not getting minutes in the Championship, then that jump to the Premier League, is he going to cut it for us as our backup? And obviously, if Bogle doesn't make it back, how will he get on that right-hand side against Everton? So it'll be interesting to see. I do feel a bit bad for him, though, because he had some good performances last season. When he came off the bench, sometimes he's quite good going forward. But yeah, I just think in the Premier League, it might just be a bit of a step too far.
Yeah, I mean, I remember last season, Chris, there was lots of people saying, we want to see Schmidt, we need to see more Schmidt, we need to see more Schmidt, and now here we are, people saying we don't want to see any more of him. I mean, do you feel sorry for the lad?
Yeah, I was one of the people last season that wanted to see more of him. Like Jacob was saying, I was very impressed with him when he came on. He did a really good job, but playing against the likes of Stoke and Cardiff are different to playing the likes of Man City and Liverpool, and I still think he's going to leave on loan. I know he wants to go out. I don't think he's going to cut in the Prem. And, we played a very weak AC Milan team, a lot of their under-21s, and he still looked really uncomfortable. And I would probably prefer Byram to him if Bogle isn't fit, purely because I think Byram's a better defender, albeit he can't go forward. But I think we're going to need that defensive solidity. I do think the criticism's a bit harsh. Again, he's not had much game time, and I don't think he's going to get much game time at Leeds. So I can understand why he wants to leave as well, with it being a World Cup year next year. But yeah, I don't think I wouldn't feel comfortable with him in the starting lineup.
Okay. On the contrary to that, of course, there was lots of praise. Has been most of the pre-seasons once we've seen him for this fella. Robert says Stach is a rock star, proper player, top man Stach. Rachel says Stach was absolutely brilliant. Schmidt's concerned missing Bogle, amazing experience. Yes, so tell us more, Jacob, about Mr. Stach.
Yeah, brilliant all-round player. Great on the ball, good defensively, good going forward. He's got a good pass on him. And obviously, we saw yesterday, absolutely brilliant goal as well. Good eye for goal. He's going to be a really important player in that midfield. Be interesting to see if it's Ampadu, Tanaka, and then Stach plays a bit further forward, or whether Tanaka plays a bit further forward. Be interesting to see. But I think that midfield worked really well yesterday. He's just going to be a standout player for us.
Yeah, well, Ampadu, Tanaka, and if the guy's as good as this, I haven't seen him, but if he's as good as I've been reading, that's going to be a triangle in that midfield, Chris, isn't it? That's going to be a force.
Yeah, I think he looks the real deal. Again, you don't know until you kick a ball in the Premier League how it's going to translate. But yeah, I've been very impressed with him. His work rate off the ball, as much as on the ball, he can drive forward as well. So Yeah, I'm really excited. I do think it's going to be Ampadu, Tanaka, and Stach as our main three, with Longstaff sort of sitting on the bench, which again I'm very happy with, to be able to bring that off the bench as well. I think the midfield is going to be our strongest point this season. So yeah, I'm very happy that we've signed him.
Yeah. Oh, no Melier Howlers to talk about Jacob either. That's going to be disappointing.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't even in the squad yesterday. I know Perry played the first half and Darlow came on for the second. But yeah, I think Perry's a brilliant introduction as our new number one as well. I think he's got that viral throw where he like punches the ball out. I think I've seen online. So I wonder if he'll bring that out in the Premier League. But yeah, hopefully no Perry howlers in the Prem.
Good job. Right, let's get serious then. Let's get some predictions. This is where you can get your help as well in the comments below, where are Leeds going to finish. I've seen you 19th, 18th in most people's predictions. Before we get there, Chris, what other teams do you suspect are going to be your targets around there? Because it can't just be obviously Burnley and Sunderland that you aim to beat. Who are the do you think is going to struggle this season?
Yeah, I think Burnley are going to be the ones that go down, may break a record, and then obviously Sunderland will be battling with them. But I think Bournemouth could be in trouble. They've made a lot of money from sales, but I don't really know who they brought in, and they're going to have to find some really solid additions. Brentford as well. They've lost their manager. They've lost their best player. They've lost their keeper. Keller has got a bit of a knock as well at the moment, so I don't know whether he even starts the first week. So I think those two definitely, and then again maybe Wolves. I think depending, I've not seen their recruitment, but I've seen a lot of their fans on Twitter as well. I'm not very happy with how they've looked in pre-season. So I think if there's any season that a team is going to stay up from the promoted lot, it's going to be this season.
I think you're a good shout as well. You've got West Ham, of course, there, which have a dodgy end to the season. We've not been great in pre-season ourselves either. We are missing goals left, right, and centre. We'll keep them out, but we aren't scoring them. So I think you're probably going to catch us at a great time as well before we land we have to land a striker. Absolutely missing. Jacob, any other teams for you are going to be in that conversation?
No, yeah, I have to agree with Chris. I think Bournemouth's recruitment, they haven't really got a massive pull to them at the moment. I think obviously still got Kluivert, Semenyo, Evan Nilsson, but obviously they lost Dean Housen, and players like that. Brentford as well, obviously losing Mbuemo. I think they'll definitely be down there. Like you mentioned, Mark, West Ham. I think West Ham really struggled to really score goals last season. They didn't look exciting to watch, so I think they could be down there as well. Yeah, it'll definitely go right down to the wire. I think it'll be a lot closer than it has been the past 2 seasons.
Daftest question of all here, but how important, Chris, is 3 points on Monday, given the next 2 fixtures are, of course, obviously away at Arsenal and Newcastle. This is a bigger game than just the first game, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you obviously want to win the first game. I think a point will be all right. It honestly depends on the starting lineup. I think if we manage to get any additions in before then, I don't think they'll play, but I think there'll be more confidence that we'll be able to perform better going forwards. But I'd like to see 3 points, especially at home under the lights at Elland Road. I think the fans will be proper up for it as well. So I'd like to see 3 points. Like you said, Everton haven't had the best pre-season either. We've not lost in pre-season, albeit it's only pre-season. So I'm fairly confident, but again, it depends if we can put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, we have a absolutely shocking record at Elland Road. I've only seen us win once there in about 15 visits. Can't stand the place personally. Not been good for us. We got to talk about Jack Harrison as well briefly here. Jacob, it'd be remiss of us not, because we have of course that connection. What role, if any, is he going to play for Leeds?
Yeah, it seems like Farke wants to kind of keep him. He said about earning his spot back, obviously, and I know some of the Leeds fans in Dublin yesterday booed him when he came on. But I feel he's definitely going to be a backup. Obviously, I know he's played in the Premier League with Everton recently, and people might say he has that Premier experience, but I'd still start Nonto and James over in, even Ramazani. I feel just with this team, he hasn't played for Leeds for a few years now. It's a completely different team to when he left, and I just think loyalty-wise, Nonto and James going forward as well, I think they're a lot more exciting to watch on the ball. So I think Harrison will probably just be a backup.
Yeah, you know it's going to happen, don't you? It's going to be set up for a 90th minute Jack Harrison winner. Chris, what's your thoughts on him? Well, what I mean, first of all, why getting booed? I mean, that's not right, is it?
I mean, I don't agree with it, but I can see why. We got relegated, and he, fair enough, he jumped ship. It was in his contract, but then you've got the likes of Aronson who came back and they wanted to fight it with Leeds in the league. You've got Firpo who turned down opportunities to leave to fight it. It's almost like we're back in the Prem, so he'll just come back and try and stick it out. I personally want him gone. I don't think he's going to add anything more than James or Nonto or Ramazani will. And I think he's going to be targeted by a lot of Leeds fans throughout the whole season. So I think it's probably just best for us and for him if he leaves. Sadly, I don't think he did a good enough job at Everton that anyone's going to want him for the money we're going to want to sell him for. So I think he is going to end up playing a part this season. I can honestly see Farke giving him more minutes than I think every Leeds fan will want.
Yeah, I mean, from my point of view, we all wanted him to succeed. The endeavour was there from him, but he runs with his head down too often for my liking. His final ball is poor. And 10 out of 10 for attitude, but 5 out of 10 for application. So he didn't tear up any trees with us, and I do feel a little bit sorry for him, but I can well understand why Leeds fans aren't welcoming back with open arms.
Yeah, we did see the same with Aronson last season. He didn't look great in a lot of games, and Farke kept persisting with him. And I'm a little bit concerned that Harrison might get the same treatment, so Farke can try and win him back on fans' sides, because I think he's going to be there no matter what. And I think Farke's going to want to utilise him. So I'm a little bit concerned that he will come off the bench against Everton and probably offer nothing.
Brilliant. Right, thank you very much, both of you. Finally, then this week, let's get some predictions of where we're gonna go. First of all, the predictions for this game. First of all, before we get your season predictions, Jacob, Leeds Everton.
I think it'll be a really, really good game, really good atmosphere. I think Monday Night Football, opening weekend of the Premier League, under the lights at Elland Road. I'm going to go Leeds 1, Everton 0.
That's what I was going to go with, Chris.
I would say similar to Jacob. I think, I'm going to go with my heart and say we're going to win 2-1. But I think, it depends on who that right back is, because if it's Schmidt, he'll be found out pretty instantly, and I don't think we will win. So I'm going to say 2-1 and hope it's Bogle that plays.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, if Ndai is against Schmidt, I know who's winning that. Yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 Leeds unless Schmidt is playing, and then I'm going to go 2-1 us. Brilliant. Predictions then. Top scorer, Jacob, this season for Leeds will be?
Would say Joel Pirro, but I think he might share it with Lucas Nemecha, as in that number 9, that striker's role. I think Dan James, actually. I think Dan James is probably going to be that starting right winger in the league for us. I think he'll play the most games. And obviously he got a lot of goal involvements last season. So I think Dan James for me.
Yep. Chris?
I think our top goal scorer is going to be a new signing, because I can't see any of those players scoring more than 7. I don't think a lot of them will be able to cut it in the Prem. And I think the amount of wingers that we've got, he's going to rotate a lot as well. So I'm hoping it's going to be a new signing.
Okay, decent shout. Right then, finally, where will Leeds finish? Let's go for it. Chris?
I'm going to go 17th. I'm going to say I'd like to think we'd aim a bit higher, but I think, survivals should be what we're aiming for first season. I think it'll be Bournemouth, Sunderland and Burnley that finish below us, hopefully.
Okay. Jacob?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Chris. I think 17th. I think our home form is going to be so important to us this season. I think if we're going to win the majority of our games, it's going to be at home, and you think maybe away at Sunderland, Burnley, some other contenders down with us. But I think it's just going to be so close to try and hit that 40-point mark. And I think Sunderland, Burnley and Brentford will be the 3 to go down.
Okay. Just finally, it was pointed out by some Sunderland fans that they're not on TV at all in the first 4 games. They're not on TV until the 5th game against Aston Villa. You guys are on TV for the first 3 fixtures, and then I think the first 3 o'clock games against Fulham, I think, in the start of September. Are you ready for the monstrosity that is Sky Sports messing around with all your fixtures and late kickoffs and Monday kickoffs? I mean, it's part and parcel of being the Premier League, but are you ready to be the media's love child again?
Yeah, Sky Sports Leeds, isn't it, really? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me too much because I don't live too far from the stadium, but I can understand how it winds everyone else up. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It's always nice to be on TV in the Prem, and I think it just showcases the difference between the two clubs, that one's on TV the first 3 and one's not on TV at all. So,
yeah, exactly. Leeds are massive, aren't they? Leeds are massive, but we've been used to it the past past 3 years, being in the Championship every week on Sky, 12:30 away at Plymouth.
Yeah, this is true.
We're used to it, aren't we? But yeah, there's some great games that'll be on TV. So,
but looking forward to it. Right, and hope you'll be along with us for the whole ride as well. 38 games. We'll be here next 38 weeks reviewing it all with us, along with some of the guests as well. So great to have your company with us. Do drop us a quick subscribe and a quick like and a quick comment, and we'll go read some of these out next week. Next week we'll be obviously reviewing the Everton game as well, and looking ahead to the challenge that is going to be Arsenal. More on that next week. Thanks so much, you two. We will see you next week. Thanks for joining us.
cheers.